Underwear drawers are like the Wild West of wardrobes. You never know what pair you're going to pull out or what shape it's in. It's time to upgrade your underwear drawer with the buttery soft comfort of MeUndies. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. Plus, it's breathable and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/comfort. Enter promo code COMFORT. That's MeUndies.com/comfort, code COMFORT.
That's the sound of a big deal. At Wayfair, that sound happens a lot. Dream sofa for half the price? Big deal. New dining table you've been eyeing for months? Big deal. Finally picking up those last few pieces and finishing that bedroom? Now that's a really big deal. Whatever your home needs, Wayfair has the selection, the savings, and over millions of 5-star reviews to back it up. Shop Wayfair.com today before someone else snags your big deal.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hi sailors, and welcome back to a new podcast here on explorenorth.no. I'm your host, Jon Amtrup. This time we're going on a very different round-the-world experience, or part of it at least. I discovered Katharina Kneip, a German woman who is going to go around the world on the northern route by foot, kayak, pack raft, and she found out she had to use a sailboat. So she started from Germany, went up all the Norwegian, not the Norwegian coast, but she used skis, polka, and her feet to get to Kirkenes, then to Tromsø, and then she hiked a ride with Seil Norge to Svalbard. She was actually there at the same time I was there this summer. And now she is in Iceland herding sheep. That is a fantastic job. But she is, in this podcast, she talks about her experience with sailing and the trip. And she also is very keen on meeting or hooking up with people who are going to sail from Iceland to Greenland and then to Newfoundland. So listen to this, and if you know anybody who is going that way, who can take her along, please get in contact with her. I think it would be a fun experience and an interesting experience for all. And we're going to make a new podcast out of it. So listen to this and be inspired. It's time for a new podcast here on Explore North, and we're going to one of my favorite islands. There are you, Katarina.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello from Iceland.
Yes, you're on Iceland. Where in Iceland are you?
I'm near Akureyri on a farm.
Okay.
Yeah, and staying here for some time.
Staying there. Because you're on a project. Do you call it a project?
Yeah, some art project, but it's hard to divide from life. So, but I would say it is a project. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, it is a life because you're living it, but it's somewhat of a different life, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It's yeah. Yeah, it is different.
Yeah, it's called Round Motion, and you started off 2 years ago?
Yes, almost 2 years. Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago. Yeah, you have to explain what is Round Motion.
So Round Motion is my art project, and the idea is to walk around the Earth on a northern route and ski in the wintertime and sail the sea passages or paddle. So, yeah, so far I started in Germany last year in January, so in a German winter, and then so it means walking, and then walked through Denmark, paddled to Sweden, walked through a little bit of Sweden, and then mainly Norway, and then up to Kirkenes, and then I stayed there for the last winter and worked and just experienced the place. And also there's the Barnspektakel in February, like a big art festival where I could help, and so it was really interesting and great to be there. And then in March, I skied from there to Tromsø. And then from there, I sailed to Longyearbyen, not alone. So the sailing is the only part where I really depend on people kind of taking me. And even though I can help, but I don't have a boat or something. And then I spent the summer in Longyearbyen, worked again, and then sailed to Isafjordur via East Greenland. And now I walked from there to Akjari. And so since the beginning of October, I'm here on the farm. And now again, I try to plan a little bit further. So the next step would be to sail somehow, I don't know yet how, to Canada, either via Greenland or I'm open how that can happen. But it should, overall, it should go west. And then, I will see how politics let me go through Canada or maybe a little bit US. And then afterwards, I need to see also mainly political things, of course, that change this route beside the weather, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, Russia might be a little bit of a... Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not I'm not in a hurry as long as I can work, which is now in Europe, of course, very convenient. And but as soon as I leave Europe, it will be not that easy anymore. So for mostly financial reasons, I will have to hurry a little bit, and also for visa reasons. And the whole thing is an art project, and so that's what I would say makes it a little bit different, maybe. From just enjoying the adventure. And so that is, I try to always widen the perspective, and also that makes it the challenge also for me to always overthink everything. And not that you don't have to do it when it's not an art project, but I try not to see it as a competition or but really to see where is the border, or if there's a border from between like culture and nature and art and nature. For me personally, I would say everything can be art, or everything maybe is art, but then culture is something else. And where is the border, and where is the border in the nature? And as very often, especially me, maybe coming from Germany, everything is man-made. And when we think of the north, very often we think of the wilderness. And but even, Norway is a cultural landscape. It is, even if there's just reindeer, the reindeer also are part of a culture and shape the landscape, and the landscape is used. And so to experience this, and how my cultural background, of course, I cannot switch it off. Change the perspective, and how people live in there, and how they use maybe the landscape. And so that is a small introduction into this.
How does the project, what's the output of the project? If you know what I mean.
There's no main focus on having a big movie or having the one book or something. But of course, I would like to write more, like maybe in a book shape at some point, and also on the way. And of course, I write for myself, and there's a kind of newsletter that one can just sign in for. And I do a lot of drawings and some video performances on the way. And if other artists or just anybody being interested likes to cooperate, I do that on the way. So there was also in Oslo, for example, I cooperated with a dancer, which was really interesting. And just see what happens and what is possible. Yeah.
Nice.
But that would be, if I would focus on having a film, it would be very lead everything into one direction, and also the way of experiencing everything else on the way is, of course, with the focus on how will it look like, and I would more do it for the audience in the end. Yeah.
But what made you choose the northern part of the world? Because it's not doesn't. I can see the attraction, and I can see why you're doing the skiing or all that. I totally love it, but it's a challenging project, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it comes to just physical doing,
Yeah. But like I mentioned before, I think the north has this part that is seen as wild, and which it is not in a geopolitical sense, and also not in a just practical daily life way.
Mm.
And that is what interests me. So this idea is the priority, and then the physical challenges have to be done. So I cannot go the lazy way just because it's easier, but it would not actually fit to my idea or what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So
because I've taken the lazy route. I've sailed the whole Norwegian coast. It's much more comfortable than a tent to go in a sailing boat, but it has its challenges, that too. But I'm very curious because I also sailed Tromsø-Kirkenes, which is a really exposed and totally different from the rest of the Norwegian coast, landscape-wise, and people for that sake. But you skied that way in the spring. How was that? And but you didn't walk along the coast because that's not possible.
Some years ago I went the same route, but only on the Norwegian side.
Yep.
And so this time, since I had a date to be in Tromsø for the sailing boat, I decided to go a little bit kind of easier way through Finland and a little bit Sweden, and just to be a bit more safe for some sort of storms or something like this. Yeah, it was very, very nice, but also a little bit challenging because it was very warm, especially in the beginning. And so I started in town, and I skied on the Pasvik River, and it was almost impossible because it was like water standing on the ice, and a lot of, not only over water, it was like really under water. And then so it was plastic grease actually until Inari, and also the Lake Inari. It was just a challenge.
It was a lake.
Say. It was a lake, and it was just not always nice, let's say.
No.
But it's I hope one day I have some sort of more donkey mentality, and because it was like, I don't know, 500 meters per hour of skiing or something like this, and everything was wet, and I was I needed to remind myself sometimes why I do it. But still, then afterwards it became cold. It got colder again, and the pulka had some issues, but still in the end it was also very beautiful, and cool. It feels very nice to come to Tromsø and know, wow, I skied all the way.
It's a long ski trip.
Yeah,
from the very beginning to up there via Kirkenes. That is a long trip.
But the last few kilometers to Tromsø I walked, so I did not ski. Yeah, also because of the avalanches. That was so warm. Yeah.
Nothing to be messed about with. No. And how because you sailed from, as you said, from Tromsø to Longyearbyen, and and you did that with Seil Norge. There's the bigger ship, Valiente.
Yeah.
How did you hook up with Emil and those guys?
We talked. There was some kind of maybe communication issues going on.
Yeah.
So, but it was an amazing trip in the end. So, I'm really happy that I could join them, and it was just amazing. And also it was for me the first time sailing that north. I have been sailing before a little bit, but lost in the Baltic Sea, one time in India and here and there, but it more like how it happened, and but never that far. And then north, and then with all there was quite a lot of ice it was the beginning of May when we came to Adventfjorden, and so that was also, I've never experienced something like this before, and that is something very nice. And I would say I mean, you're normally talking about sailing, and that I would say is maybe something that unites the sailing part with the walking part, because this is the border of where human change the landscape, and the sea is of course changed, but not the not the wave experience or something like this.
No, not in a so visible.
Not in a visible way.
Yeah.
And so one could say that this is like something more raw. Of course, it is changed due to climate change and different Gulf Stream and all of this. But this is the one side, if there is sides, and then on the land, it is hard to find places like this. And Svalbard maybe is also, the land is a little bit like this. It gives like this impression of being so untouched, and but in the end, of course, you have all this political stuff going on. Of course, it's like the huge, or much faster than anywhere else, change from climate change, and but still, if you just sail there and don't think about it, you might forget about it, and that is. That is the interesting thing, because in many other places you cannot forget about the human impact on the environment.
But how was we're going to talk a little bit about climate change eventually, or it's part of everything, isn't it? But how was the weather when you're going up? Because end of April, beginning of May is usually can be rough.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to compare it with. It was quite windy, but it had good wind, so we could sail a lot, which is also very important for me. So when I was looking for a sailboat, I know a lot of people kind of use sailboats to go up, but the sailing part is like almost zero in the end, because they use the engine all the time, and so that was really, really amazing that we could sail so much, and we could even make a stop on Bjørnøya, which is was really, really lucky also.
Nice.
And so
did you stop at the Met station or on the south side?
Yeah, we could have a look at the station.
Yeah, cool.
And even use the sauna. And so that was really, really luxury. And and also I personally love swimming in icy water. So many times of possibilities of jumping down from some ice.
So now you're part of the Bear Island nude bathing society.
Oh yes.
You have your diploma.
Yes.
That's very cool.
No, but we were lucky with it was choppy, but it was good wind.
Cool. And how was it to see Svalbard rise above the horizon? That's always some of my favorite moments.
Yeah, that was special. And it was also very bright then already. So that was the beginning of basically no dark night. And so that was very special. And then also, but afterwards, or very soon, the ice came, which was maybe taking a little bit of the attraction. Was
it scary or?
No, I mean, maybe because I never had any issues before. So if you have been in an uncomfortable situation before because of ice, maybe you would feel more scared. But I was more naive.
Oh, you're in a big boat with a
Yeah,
school house.
also that. Yeah.
Yeah, it helps. So yeah,
No, yeah.
and then you came to Svalbard. How do you plan this? It sounds like a little bit like sailing around the world, but you're a little bit more depending on. Yeah, you have your backpack and your tent and everything, so you can pretty much camp everywhere. Not on Svalbard, obviously, but do you have a plan when you get into Longyearbyen, or are you just taking a backpack and standing on the dock and?
No, I always try to have some sort of connection when I plan to stay. So also like here in Iceland, I just write to kind of randomly people that I find, like of course art institutions, but also before I studied fine arts, I also did an apprenticeship for a stonemason and stone sculptor, and so I'm also quite good with all the craft and things like this. So the craft places are also places where I write to, and so I was lucky in Longyearbyen that the carpenter basically he said, "Oh, a nice project," and I could stay with them in the beginning, and then later on I moved to the campsite where I could just. But when they opened, I could move there, and then I helped them a little bit, and therefore I could stay there. So that was So this is something that I try to organize, that I have some sort of space, and then from then on I can continue. Yeah, so that I'm not going kind of bankrupt before I start. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like you're working your way around, sort of.
Yeah, and also, I mean, there is, of course, the financial reason for this as well, but I think it's also really, I don't ask for presents or something. It's not, or a gift. I help and I work, and this is like a really nice way to get into the community and really get to know the daily life. And very often I think I would like to be kind of the sofa pillow of people's house, like being in the center, getting not too much attention, but hearing and listening to everything and seeing everything and being a bit supportive. And so that sort would be a good starting point. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, we were actually on Svalbard at the same time.
Yeah.
I said when I went to your Facebook page the other day, I saw the witness on one of your pictures.
Yeah. And
we also had some dealings with one of the boats you were working on, the Antigua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm sorry, but did you come by the witness? No.
No, I didn't come by the witness, but I went to the like the talk.
You were at the talk?
Yeah, I was at the talk. Yeah. Yeah.
It is a very small world.
Yes.
But yeah, and speaking about climate changes, because when we arrived in Longyearbyen in the middle of August, it was 22 degrees.
Yes.
For 2 consecutive days. It was shit scary.
Yeah.
And is that a topic that comes up naturally on your way, because you're skiing and sailing and the kayak trip wasn't that long, I guess, but
no.
But you meet people in the more of a natural world than maybe most of us. More, not the natural, but in nature, maybe. I might be idolizing this, but is that a topic, climate change, that comes up?
Yeah, actually quite often. Especially since in the, let's say, countryside, if you can say that, there's a lot of people that live there all their life. And in general, I would say the average age is a little bit higher than in the cities. So many people have these stories, when I was a kid, the river was always frozen, now not anymore. So things like this very often lead to lead to the topic of climate change.
Yep.
And then also, since I was guiding also, that is very interesting, and that led me personally also more into maybe to talk a little bit more about the topic, because for me it was always very obvious before. But so many people, like guests, asking things like, "Oh yeah, do you also feel the climate change up here?" So that, and then I was so shocked. Like, I mean, it's not that one person out of I don't know how many hundreds people ask that, but really, basically, almost every day I got this question. And,
In Longyearbyen.
In Longyearbyen, yeah, and but also in Kirkenes I was guiding as well.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a little bit depending on the background, how and why the people came maybe there.
Yeah.
But yeah, still I was kind of shocked that people make all the way there and have no idea. And so then I thought that maybe I should maybe make it more of a topic of my project also to talk. Yeah, not yeah. I took it kind of for granted that everybody knows about it in this.
But that's one of the selling points for the cruise industry is go to the Arctic and see the climate change and see how fast it goes and be a part
see
of
it before it's gone.
See it before it's gone, and they have no clue.
No.
On a very generalized basis here, but that's
so
kind of scary.
That was shocking a little bit. Yeah, but I mean I got a lot of special questions also, if the polar bears eat penguins and things like this. I never expected. So,
and of course you said yes.
Yes, of course, yeah. Yes.
Jeez.
No, but it was a bit of I heard that there are a lot of interesting questions coming, but I didn't expect this amount. Let's say. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So you managed, and you got to sail around a little bit on Antigua.
Yeah, that was very very
That's a
fortunate.
really nice ship, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That is then also with them we went up to like 80 degrees. So that was like on one trip. So that was kind of like just until the ice came basically. So and then we turned back.
Yeah.
So that was that was quite special, and also otherwise I wouldn't have seen that much of Svalbard, of course. Yeah.
No. Just for the listener, Antigua is a big steel cruise boat sailing. How many masts? 3, 2, 2?
3.
3. Yeah, she's pretty big. Yeah, she's pretty big. And the name Antigua doesn't really have an Arctic ring to it, but that's where she is. Yeah, we helped them. They had some issues with. We didn't help them. We tried to help them. They had issues with the generator just a few hours before the guests came. But our engineer wasn't able to. They were missing some parts or something like that. But they went anyway.
Yeah.
Or maybe they saved some diesel. I don't know. They managed with that. Oh, they're good guys.
Yeah, but it was also their last season, so that is something maybe interesting. Like for many other boats as well, the last season for them to come. Yeah,
because of all the new regulations with everything getting more tight and more regulatory, and it is not the best of development, but it is what it is. And then you got to, but you spent May to end of August. You spent a lot of time in Longyearbyen.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy the little? Because it's a different kind of community, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes. No, but I was really. I mean, it was not originally on my plan. Like, I don't have like exact route, but it is. Yeah, was not exactly on the route. But I was very happy to go, that I could go there. and experienced it because I heard a lot about it, about the community and the place, of course. And then to go there and be part of it for some time.
Yeah.
That was quite special. Also, all this fluctuation of people there, and this very very small community that is really staying there for a long time. Living there, not only staying.
Living there. Yeah.
And so that is special, and also makes it very different to all the other places that have this history of families living there since ever, basically. And of course, in Norway, in the north, is all the Sami history and all of this, and here the Vikings, and in Longyearbyen there's not really something like this, not comparable. Yeah.
No.
The history. Yeah.
No. No, it's a nice little society. We were there for a month, but we were on the boat, and always get a little bit restless in a small place like that when I know I'm going and I know I have a boat and I know I can leave. But you get restless?
But as long as I know that it continues, not so much. But
no. Because you know when you were leaving, sort of. Yeah. You had a plan.
Yeah, but when I feel like being kind of stuck, then yes, absolutely.
How did you get out of Longyearbyen? Because you went to Isafjord. Was that Sail Norge too?
Yeah, with Valiente.
You went on Valiente again?
Yeah.
Right.
To Isafjord, and that was another very nice trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we were again very lucky with the weather.
Yeah.
And again, a lot of sailing, which was really great. And and then along the coast, East Greenland.
Because you went that way, didn't you? Yeah. Did you went into Scoresby Sound? No.
Yeah, and a little bit into different small fjords.
Yeah.
And and then along the coast, and then the weather was supposed to be like bad, and we were supposed to leave a little bit, or thought we need to leave a little bit earlier, but then the forecast changed, and we could just in 2 days go down, and that was that. Yeah.
I sailed that trip a few years ago, not to Greenland, but from Longyearbyen to Isafjord, and the absence of life, or human life, was, at least we saw, was magical. We saw one cruise boat on the IS for the 10 days the trip took.
Oh wow! Yeah.
That was it. And as we got closer and closer to Iceland, it was more and more life, and birds and whales, and it was just
And which month was it?
It was July, end of July. Yep.
Because I was quite astonished how many boats there were in Greenland. So and then I mean, of course, closer to Iceland again, and so that was for me quite surprising to see amount of expedition cruisers, which kind of big cruise ships actually.
Yeah, like Hurtigruten and that size.
Yeah. And so, and then also the place kind of overflood with people.
Yeah.
Oh. So it was very I did not expect it in that way.
No.
But the rest was of course really really special, and also to see this. I've never seen, of course, that big icebergs in the water, and that was quite incredible. Yeah, and then the whales came when we came next to Isafjord.
Yeah.
There was full. Yeah.
Yeah. And you went straight to Isafjordur? You didn't get to see the northwest fjords? No. No, but Isafjordur is a really nice little place.
Yeah, and we were really lucky because the next day, I think, it was so stormy, so that even the boats from the anchorage, they were pushed on land because it was so
inside the
in Isafjordur. Yeah.
Oh shit!
There were like several boats lost the hold on the ground and were pushed on land, and it was insane storm, and people were kind of falling on the road because it was so stormy.
Ooh, because that is really protected. That's yeah.
It was so we were really lucky. Yeah.
And you were docked by the hard dock, on the concrete.
They were really in a good place, but the others that were a little bit off the they kind of were flushed away. Yeah.
Jesus.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was my first impression of Iceland.
Yeah, it's known to be a few storms and blows up there. It is. No, I really like that place. I really want to go back because we got to cruise a little bit on the northwest and we sailed down to Reykjavik too. But then the fjords up there was really spectacular and a lot of wildlife. We saw whales every day.
Wow. Yeah.
Lots of bird life, foxes, Arctic foxes coming up to talk to us almost all the way up. And that was funny and interesting. And you get the feeling of being alone. There was usually some sailing boats around, but the feeling of solitude and being in nature, actual nature, was that was nice.
And how much on the sea do you get recognize this huge amount of touristic infrastructure on land? I was wondering because when I was walking, and this was now only the West Fjords in the north, and sometimes when I came to the road or to some supermarket place or something, and I was there after the season, but of course I saw the infrastructure and I saw the size of the campsites, and and I heard that in the south it's supposed to be much more bigger, everything.
Yeah. No, we had it was one town and I don't remember the names. The names in Iceland is horrible, at least from my memory. But it was a small town with 300 people or something like that. We came one day and had a super day and talked to the locals, went to the pub. Next day when we woke up, there was a cruise ship with 3,000 passengers.
Yeah.
Docked, anchored outside, and they shuffled people in and out the whole day. They even put up their own coffee shop on the dock. They would make sure that the tourists didn't leave any money. So that was just, disgusting. Sorry to say that, but but with the sailing boat, we got into places where very few. It wasn't that touristy at all. Yeah. It wasn't. No. I enjoyed the West Fjords of Iceland. But you walked. You didn't ski because there was no snow. No.
Yes, I walked. Yeah.
But that's pretty. That's a little bit like Norway, isn't it? From the West Fjords and over, or isn't it? I just imagine with the mountains and the valleys and not the same landscape. There's no trees and all that, but
yes, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
So I think I've never been in a landscape with so little amount of trees and so many people not liking trees also. So
liking trees.
Yeah, then sometimes I of course met people and living there and said, "Oh, so nice that here in the valley there's like 2 trees or something. And horrible, like 30 years ago, they were not there. I don't have a view anymore or something like this.
What?
Yeah, it was very interesting. And but that is, for example, something that is really interesting for me, because that is also like a result of some political decisions sometimes, and of course also on like how the farm life is changing. And that's something what is now, of course, very interesting now here in the farm to experience it directly. That, for instance, the way of how fences need to be put next to the roads against sheep or against cars, however you put it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the sheep don't come anymore to all the places. So suddenly, in some places, there are trees or like bushes growing. And that is changing the landscape totally. And here in the valley, I saw some photos like 30 years ago, and there was like no tree, like literally no tree. And now in some places you have like a small forest experience, I would say.
Each of you, did you have a small forest?
Yeah, also
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that is very interesting to see, and also to think of how it was some 100 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And so that small decisions in politics, maybe not thinking about that trees might grow there because of fence, and suddenly you have a forest. So yeah, that is interesting. But that, of course, changed the way of walking very, very much. Because putting the tent is really difficult sometimes because of the wind.
Yeah.
And and then also, which is maybe for me the biggest difference between Norway, is the way of people talking about the nature. So when I was walking in Norway and I met people, which I of course always love to do, and I was saying what I did before, like how I came there or what I'm planning now, where to walk. Mostly the reaction is like, oh, wonderful, fantastic, blah, blah, blah. And it's I have been there as well, and it's so beautiful. And here it's more like, oh, there's a river to cross. Very, very dangerous. And then, several times I went there and I was like already sleeping badly in the night before, because people told me, like, there's a river to cross, it's very crazy. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? Maybe I have to walk back like 30 kilometers or something. And then I was there, and then I thought, like, I think in Norway no one would have mentioned even that there is a river. So that it is maybe difficult with a car or something to cross such a river if you're there with this super big 4-wheel or something. But if you walk there and you get wet until your knees or something, it's normally not such an issue. I mean, if it's not too strong current or something.
No.
So that is maybe the biggest difference also here, that people use the landscape or the nature, but they only in a farming way. They
in a motorized way.
Motorized, and also in using it for sheep, for cows, and these sort of things, but not just for enjoying nature.
It's like maybe like in Norway when it comes to the sea up in northern Norway 50, 100 years ago, because then no one was enjoying the ocean. It was where you got the fish and where you earned a living, or where you died. And someone always had died in the family, so it was a dangerous place.
Yeah,
something
I think
like
so.
that. Yeah.
Or maybe not that extreme, but
no.
Yeah, but I think it's like this a little bit. Yeah, and also there's like I was asking, because there's this very beautiful river here in the valley, and I think if just a comparable valley with such a river in Norway, there would be some cabin or like kind of gapahuk thing or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's nothing at the whole river. So, and nothing to just sit, maybe make a fire, which might be complicated because of no wood, but something comparable. Just So that is something that is something very interesting for me to observe and experience. Yeah.
Iceland is an interesting place. But
Yes.
now we're getting to the whole point of this podcast. Because you want to... you need a boat.
Yes, I need a boat.
And this is for all my listeners who want to go from Iceland to, go west.
Yes.
Greenland, Canada. Tell me
Yes.
what's your plan?
Well, the idea is to go west, and so far the most difficult part is to get to Canada. Like, to get to Greenland is, I found several people kind of going there, and hopefully maybe somebody might take me. But then, of course, it's a question where to in Greenland, since Greenland is big. I don't want to kind of end up in some place and everybody else is leaving from another place. So
you don't want to cross Greenland on skis?
Well, I was considering, but it's of course not so easy, let's say, with the permits.
No.
And since it would be, of course, very beautiful probably, but it is not a necessary part of my project.
No.
So, if it would kind of happen, I would happily do it, but it's nothing I'm extra like looking for like on purpose. Yeah.
No.
But
you preferably want to sail. You preferably want to sail.
Yes, and also even when crossing Greenland, then still I would need to know to which place on the other side I should go. So, but then going from Greenland to Canada, that is so far for me the biggest challenge, to find a boat. Yeah.
Yeah, because not most of it, but the boats I can think of and has been in contact with, they're usually, if they come to Iceland, they might want to end up in Nuuk.
Yeah.
Or stay on the east coast of Greenland.
Yes.
Very few of them goes to Canada.
Yeah.
But some of them might want to sail the Northwest Passage. Is that an option?
That is my hope, that somebody who is would like to do Northwest Passage or going to Newfoundland or something like this might take me and kind of drop me out maybe someplace. Or I don't need to be in a certain harbor, but I need to, of course, enter a harbor. Like, otherwise I'm not allowed to enter.
No.
Canada.
You have to have a customs check-in procedure. Yep.
So, but I'm not. I'm flexible when it comes to which harbor that might be. So yeah.
And now you're. I wouldn't say you're pretty experienced, but you have experience with sailing in the Arctic, and that's not bad.
Yeah. Yes, I hope. I hope that will be helpful.
What did you do when you were sailing on Valiente? You stood watches and did all the normal things?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I mean, there's always, like, you're never alone.
Nope.
But so it's always some more experienced person, of course, and then one or two others. And and then just doing what is needed, I would say. Which can be everything, I would.
You get seasick?
Not so much, actually. No. Like until now, never, that I could not do anything anymore. So I maybe didn't feel 100% on the second day or something like this. But then, of course, afterwards, I became normal again.
And in my experience, when sailing on the ocean, the best, it's always good to have a sailor by all means, but if you have crew that are inexperienced, but they are nature people, wilderness people, they're used to living in a cramped place, eating badly, all that, and can hold their food. That's pretty much all you need.
Yes. And I do enjoy also, I must say. I do enjoy kind of getting wet. Freezing. I don't know what it is exactly, but that's but the beautiful thing on a boat is, of course, that you have like a nutshell, hopefully. Where's your stuff, and all your stuff is with you. That was the great thing also, that I could take my pulka so far.
Oh, shit. You still have the pulka?
Yeah. I mean, I did not need to pull it from Isafjord here.
No.
But of course, I was hoping not that I don't need to send it. So, and since we were already going, and the Valiente is quite big boat.
Yeah.
So then we could just store it. So it was really very lucky.
That's nice. Are you good at making food?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Oh yes, that's
Cooking,
the correct answer. Yeah.
I love cooking. I also love eating, I must say, but and also for many people that is better, because I'm not good in cooking small portions. And so that is very, very also preparing things, all this stuff,
Cool. What do you enjoy most about the sailing trips you have had so far?
I would say the motor switched off.
Yeah.
After leaving the harbor. That is.
Nice. That is always the best moment, isn't it? Yeah.
But also, I must say, when standing, that was not with sailing, but motorized. But when we, for instance, went through the ice in Appenfjorden, and then it was like, just looking making interpretation of, is this piece of ice now very stable or more like slush, and deciding how it might turn, and going like go starboard, or like this, and this it's like big chess, I would say. What will happen next, and how we pushed, and so that is something I also did very much enjoy.
Cool. That is not enjoying the ice instead of being afraid of it. That's good. That is good. But it's usually fun. So we're getting close to 50 minutes here. Anything you would like to say that I haven't asked about?
Well, there's always more to say.
Always more to say.
But I think the core parts are mentioned.
Yeah, cool. And we're hoping you will get a hike, you get it sailing to Canada, we have to have another talk about that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Very nice. So, but now the plan is to stay on Iceland with the ships until spring comes. Yeah,
and then of course I would either ski or walk again to the place where I would sail off from.
Yep.
So, and maybe now I'm thinking of maybe doing in March some little bit bigger trip to not only see the farm, so just to get a bit around with the ski.
See more of Iceland. Yep.
Yeah. So once I'm here. Otherwise, the farm is also every day something else. So that is also interesting to experience the different seasons. Yeah.
Huh. Sounds like a good life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should not complain now.
Thank you so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And we'll talk again.
Yes.
Hi guys, thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope you found it interesting. If you want to know more about high latitude sailing, I can highly recommend, without blushing, the book I wrote together with Bob Shepton, High Latitude Sailing, Self-Sufficient Sailing Techniques for Cold Waters and Winter Seasons. You'll find it on Amazon, on explorenorth.no. You can follow the link to buy a hard copy. And there's also a lot of other books there that you might find interesting. Other than that, keep on sailing, guys.